Hi, my name is Josh Mogul. I'm from a Jewish diaspora community in Great Neck, New York, where you are very popular. We love you. My question for you is, the Supreme Leader, there might be an election soon, and how would you respond? If the Supreme Leader were to pass away and there would be an election soon, would you consider announcing a transitional government and seeking formal government support from other governments? Thank you.
Look, our campaign is not based on whether or not Khamenei is in power or not. That's irrelevant. Because whatever the regime attempts to manufacture post-Khamenei, to the level we see already fraction and division within the system, and there will certainly be more after his demise, then I think that in fact makes it even more likely for a quicker resolve of that transition. Because while he's still holding the fort, he still maintains some degree of command, he still has some eminence over the whole structure, but the minute he's gone, the system will implode from within. Obviously, our behavior and attitude vis-a-vis how do you contend with all of that is not to confront the regime directly in terms of, let's say, armed struggle or things of that nature. I still believe in the school of thought that civil disobedience and non-cooperation and non-violence is a better way, A, to consider the fact that people will have less of a cost in achieving that end. Two, I don't see many scenarios of political change that are brought by means of violence that ends up with a democratic outcome. And three, in fact, I think that if we achieve that by telling the people who are still sitting there deciding on when to join the people, rather than see themselves threatened, they see themselves as part of the solution, again encouraging maximum defection. And that momentum can help us bring it to the level that the biggest element, in my view, that will be the final nail in the coffin of the regime in the sense of paralyzing it from within by Iranian action, not by means of foreign sanctions, are nationwide labor strikes. That's why I keep saying that there has to be a dual approach to the problem. Relying on external sanction alone is not the solution. And by the way, let's not forget, all these sanctions was always with the premise of thinking that as a result, the regime will change its behavior. Whereas it's not behavior change that you should seek. The solution is still regime change. But it's important to have the outside component, but the outside component by means of maximum pressure is not sufficient. You have to have a domestic element, which is why I've been calling for maximum support for the Iranian people.